ended up on the Isle, which I then named the Isle of D's, when really it's just a small island that I was surviving off of by eating like seagulls and shellfish and other things. I self-proclaimed named it the Isle of D's on my survival.
Oh, so
in
you're
my
straight just like surviving on this island alone.
yes, in my adventures, the armor of a dead dwarven paladin washed up on the shores, which I then equipped and
I like
became
this.
a paladin, with a rusty warhammer. So it does include it does have a debuff on it for if I make them bleed, it causes like metal poisoning because it's got rust on it.
I like it.
So
Okay.
So you became a paladin with the dwarven armor. Are you a paladin of like a dwarven god then?
Probably, I don't know.
You picked up their god and their armor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
god came.
goblins
The
are
god
scavengers,
came
right?
The god came included. I don't know about any of that. The voices in my head speak a language I don't understand, so I just kind of roll with it.
Oh, even better, you
All
don't
right,
get
all right.
it. What is your character's name?
My character's name is Isa. What is it? Isa Inserte Name. Inserte Name.
I was going to insert name.
Yeah, Inserte Name. Phonetically, it's spelled insert name.
Okay.
Yeah, that is his character name. Also, Hell, here is a dwarven god that I think would work for you. It would also mean he's from the Forgotten Realms, while I'm from Eberron.
Inserte.
It is Dugmarin Brightmantle.
Doug?
He's also known as the... Yes, Dugmarin Brightmantle. You may just call your god Doug or Dougie for short.
I call him Dig Dug.
Dig Dug.
Dig Dug, absolutely. Oh, great Dig Dug in the sky.
Yeah, I call him Dig Dug. I can't understand him, but I call him Dig Dug.
I love it.
So
he's known as
this is
the
okay
Errant
with
Explorer.
the DM. If this is okay with the DM, I'm adding a little bit of charm to my warhammer. So I mentioned that if it causes blood, that it does inflict some sort of like, obviously if it's a rusted hammer, it's gonna cause some sort of like
You got rust in that
metal
blood.
poisoning. Yeah, like rust damage. I don't know what that damage would be quantified as. To counter
Poison.
that, to make it fair,
Poison.
if I roll shitty, it can break. It can break very easily because it's a rusted hammer.
I like that a lot. Comes with a damaged tag, basically.
Yeah, so it's got increased damage at the risk of if I fuck up, it breaks.
Would you prefer to join the call and listen in, or sit over and watch over?
I guess I should probably listen in.
And you said we're on YouTube today, Em? I can pull that up?
Yeah. I hit start streaming because you guys started talking about background stuff, and I was like, oh, I love background stuff. Go. Just because I like a good recording for posterity.
That's fair.
Fine,
Let me get that pulled up.
all right. Then there, I've vaguely made my bed to look a little bit more presentable.
The group.
On that through the Discord on my AirPods and just listen.
Yes. Okay. Let me get him invited to the group real quick. Invites. What? How do I add friends to DM?
I mean,
Oh, to direct message. Yes.
yeah, I'd say it's just to the direct message.
There we go. So he can listen in on his pods and know what's going on. I was telling Krin, if you weren't listening in, oh boy, now he'll be in the friggin' call. Can I hide his thing?
He will.
Shit.
You can hide. I think you can hide non-video participants.
Block. No, God, no! Don't block him.
Just block him.
Just block him.
Just
You
block
just
him.
got here, but get out of here, Rake Song.
There we go. Show non-video. Cool. That's great. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So, Grizz, you found yourself on the Isle of D's.
Yes. One of my last performance, it didn't go so well. Unfortunately, I was on a ship. I'd actually been, singing to inspire the merchants and sailors along the way, and then they decided my Grizzlack rap was a little too brodacious and braggartly, so they chucked me into the ocean. I got sucked down into a whirlpool, and when I finally got free, I landed on the island of Dees.
Yes, and I was the one that rescued them, and that's how we became acquainted.
He did try to eat me.
Well, sure, it's
we
food.
we should clarify that aspect first. It was not a pure and simple rescue. It was I was hungry until you were not dead, sort of thing.
I mesmerized him with my bongos when I came up. When I finally I revitalized, like, what's going on? I just started playing my music for him, and he
does anybody?
He's my biggest
did
fan.
either of you guys watch the show Clone High with like JFK and stuff? It's like, I like your pretty words, funny man. That's exactly what it was. It was like he started talking at me, and I was like, I like your funny words.
Bongos are a great life raft too. If you're tossed into the ocean, I feel. Maybe.
Yeah,
in Canada
there
now
are multiple uses.
So how long have you been on this island? How long has Grizz been washed ashore with Inserte?
We getting some echo there.
Yeah, we're getting some echo from Rake.
You are not muted, sir. There we go.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right. So how long has Grizz been here with Inserte? And while we're answering that, how long has Inserte been here? Just because I'm curious. I'm so curious.
I'm gonna roll some dice.
Oh hell yeah.
You know, I'm not good with the numbers, so
that's fair. Yeah,
it's been time.
It's been a long time. I mean, time has been passing. You don't really keep track of it.
As a wandering paladin on this island, mind you, this island is like really small. It is not like an actual island. It is like stereotypical image of like tiny palm tree on like small outlet of sand in the middle of the ocean.
Oh.
Like, think the Bikini Bottom Island from SpongeBob that you sometimes see when they go above land for a little bit, like as the background diorama. That's what we're talking about.
So you could be here any length of time. You've lost sort of connection to that like time frame in a long time.
Yeah, the only companion I have is the voice in my head that I can't understand, and my rusty trusty warhammer.
And now Grizz, who has been there for
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I was gonna say it's not been a long time.
It's
not been a long time.
It's felt like forever.
I bet it does feel like forever. I mean, as Grizz is coming from population, from intelligence.
I'm a big city goblin, you know.
Class. This is even though Inserte has probably maybe fashioned some things out of branches from this palm tree, I guess leaves from this palm tree to create like fish traps of some kind.
Well, okay, so yes, kind of. In that way, I would say that maybe it's not like intelligence obviously is not there. I am not a smart, talky, walkie kind of person.
I kind of imagine he just sat with his jaw out, like in the beach, in the surf, just waiting for something to go in it, and as soon as it is like
yeah, but no, like maybe at first, but survivability I would actually say that I'm probably pretty okay with. Like maybe not like the genius net method, but I'm definitely not a hopeless I can maybe the simpleton way of doing things, but I'm definitely fucking good at it. Also, are we okay to cuss on this or no?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
So
yeah, cuz like simpleton but also like proficient at that.
So I guess while Inserte does know the art of survival, I think that this probably overall is a mode of living that Grizz is not used to.
No.
And these days have strung on for, I mean, as you've said,
Too
2
long.
weeks, but too long is more apt, I would say. And at the end of this second week, as it draws to a close, the sun is setting over the horizon, and as darkness falls, a mist begins creeping over the waters of the sea around you. At first, it is a light ocean mist. I think you're used to this probably sometimes on calmer nights. But it, over the course of the evening, seeps in further and further. And do you have maybe this evening you have a driftwood fire going of some kind, and even at some point you notice that this mist is, while not choking out the fire, has pushed in so far. It's not even dark. It's just like a wall of cloud around the
It's like
two
the
of you.
old Scooby. It's like the Scooby Doo style, like where you could cut a hole in it and eat it like a donut sort of style.
Exactly. Eat it like a
Okay.
donut. But with
I start sneezing. I'm apparently, something in the air and a little allergic to it. I don't know what.
you start to notice something in the air that you're allergic to. What is it that Grizz is allergic to?
He doesn't know. He's
He
not like he hasn't figured it out. It's just,
No?
this mist
Okay.
coming in. It's different.
It's
It's different from the normal ocean mist. For some reason, he can't stop sneezing right now.
Indeed, but it's clingy, and it clings to this island. And with how thick this mist is, I think the two of you recognize that even a small night swim maybe would be out of the question. And over the
certainly.
course of the evening, as the two of you fall to sleep, the mist continues to hang in the air. As you wake in what feels like the morning, you find yourselves still in this cloud of mist, but now, rather than a single stalk of a palm tree, cutting into the mist around you are branches of overgrown pine and oak.
Oh, hey, Hell. You might
Yes.
want to change your name on Roll20 before we switch over to that.
I did. I updated it.
Okay, you say so. It does
Well,
not
let me
appear that
see.
way to me. I
Did
will
it not?
reload.
For me,
I will reload. Maybe it's just on my end. Yeah,
Oh,
it still
yeah,
says
it
still
does.
me
says
update
your
that.
name.
It isn't
me
on
update
my
that
thing,
real
but it does say it.
Let me. So it's not going to be on the screen.
It's
Let me
just
update
his
it real
info
quick
and not
anyways.
his title.
Let me get. Give me just a moment. Oh, okay. I know how I can do it.
Yeah, just figure before.
I haven't used
before-
Roll20. I haven't used Roll20 in a hot minute.
Yeah, that's fair. It's definitely something I mostly just use for online
we go.
campaigns.
You're good.
Otherwise, I'm not a big map guy. Sweet.
Yeah, I am one to paint a picture with my words. When we get into like how we move 5 feet around an enemy, sometimes it's useful. But yes, the two of you, Grizz and Inserte, find yourselves in this over-misted, sort of overgrown, piney forest.
Okay.
What's sort of
I
the
just
first
kinda-
take?
My first take is being like, well, this doesn't grow on the island.
I don't even notice.
Are we by a river?
Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as there's like a water source still nearby, it does not even phase. It does not even phase me.
I think the first thing probably that does unsettle you, Inserte, is that it's the sounds around you. There's light branches in the wind. There's a few birds and like wildlife, which is already probably new.
The unfamiliar noises, yeah,
and
for
there
sure.
is not rushing water. You don't hear what we would, we're in woods. You don't hear a river, but you don't hear rushing water for Inserte.
Okay. All right. Yes, I mean, maybe I would say probably the fight or flight response is going off, but he doesn't recognize what that is.
Hasn't had to fight
Sad.
or fly in a while.
Did you drug me last night? Starts looking around. This ain't D's, that's for sure.
There are more trees than I remember here.
And
And they're not.
as the two of you are peeking around at the strange trees, you notice to the north of you a break in these branches, and you can see the edge of a dirt path on the ground through it.
Well, common sense dictates we take the road in front of us. Over here. That's just trees in Certa. No, it's right here. Follow the sound of my voice.
I imagine you just like grab my hand and start pulling. We hit this point.
Finding
just this way.
Finding the two of yourselves on the road, the mist seems to be a bit lighter here. You're able to see up and down this dirt path. It leads, I mean, equivalently off into the woods, I think, on both sides.
So there isn't a clear way forward.
No, there doesn't seem to be a clear way forward.
So we come out of a clearing. We come out of like this clearing, and there's just this dirt road that goes either south or north. You said?
Yeah. Either to the north of you or to the south of you.
Okay. It seems they've drawn a line in the sand.
No, the line is sand. What, really? It's more like dirt?
Yes.
Do you want to go left or right, I guess?
Exactly.
That's even an appropriate way.
Exactly.
All right, okay. Heads or tails?
No, we're goblins.
Yes, you're correct. We have heads, not tails. We'll go with that. All right. And Chris flips a coin. And it's heads. So we head left.
We head left and off into the mists to the left. As you go, there are dark pools of stagnant water along the side of the path and trees sort of hemming in the path. There are paths, not necessarily like paths of dirt off through, but it's not as if like the trees are really keeping you here. But this is the only dirt path. And as you travel down it, time seems to go on for... I mean, it goes on, but you are losing track of it.
Goes on and on and on.
Exactly. You're going through, and I guess what I mean to say is you've lost track of how long you've been going down the path. And up ahead, you begin to see stone bricks. First one, then two, then three, and building up until they are about a 6-foot tall stone wall just cutting down the side of the path. And eventually...
I take one.
You take one. Perfect. You have a
stone
stone brick.
I have a brick now.
You have a stone brick now. Eventually, the two of you come across a sort of fork in the road. The stone wall seems to cut across the road, and a wrought iron gate is swung open and against a stone wall on the other side, and down the path here now leads bricks and cobblestone. The dirt trail does cut off, though, to the left. And in front of you now you have this wrought iron gate, this cobblestone road leading down
at a wall. Okay. So
broken and sort of disheveled, what looks like village street, but it's kind of hard to make it out through all these mists.
Is there any signage? I have a passive perception of 13, so I can notice basic things. basic things that are supposed to be noticed.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Give me just
I think it's a flat 10.
moment. I have another page up here. Let's see. Oh, no, that's definitely not what I wanted. Back to here. Is that good? Nope. Sorry, a few moments.
Mm-hmm.
Turned in inserte. We're not in Drome anymore.
No.
Where?
Oh wait.
Oh, where?
Yeah, you don't even know where that is. And you cut. Yeah, we're not. Nah, don't worry about it. You're fine.
I feel like I haven't explored this part of the island before.
True. Yes. Yes. You have not explored this part of the island. Yeah. Yeah. We'll go with that.
Always something new, huh?
Stop doing that. Sorry.
Ain't the world a glorious mystery?
Does it? I just don't respond. I just start looking at it.
All I'm saying is you do have persuasion as a skill. You can convince people to do things.
Oh, I
It's
have
just
a
going
feeling
to
you
be
can.
a very silly matter.
Part of it. So, yeah, I think that it is part of it. So there is a broken, sort of cracked wooden sign, old and disheveled, unmaintained, and it reads, I think the village is called Barovia, so it would read Barovia.
I want to pull out my hammer and just smack the sign with it as hard as possible.
Yes, Chris?
What do you want me to roll for that?
You could just roll to attack like your basic hammer attack.
All right, so proficiency, which I would have on. I don't get proficiency bonus on it, or do I? Because it's an attack roll.
You do.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're proficient with your warhammer, so.
Okay, so that is. Do you want me to roll with the regular dice or with the d20 dice?
However you want to roll. The d20 dice are there if you want them. I have my dice in my hands and I just like them, so I roll with them. But
No, absolutely. I hate the d20 dice so much. I'm going to unpack all my dice.
Yes, yeah. Unpack your dice. I love
I
it.
have all my dice unpacked over on the side over here. Like I've got all of my sets. Okay, so flat 13 plus 2 strength.
You have a +4 modifier total.
Yeah, so 17.
17.
To hit.
I mean, yeah, you just strike this wooden sign. It's posted to the wall, so as you strike it, it crumbles beneath your hammer. I don't even need a damage roll. It totally comes apart. Rotten wood beneath your hammer.
I was gonna say my whole goal was to just like smack it and just have it explode.
Yeah, I mean, when you do that too, I would say that a part of the wall kind of crumbles down too, off to your right. Not necessarily like a huge area of the wall, but just like a few bricks kind of come toppling down.
So like an unrelated section of the wall a little bit further over from the vibrations that I just hit just kind of like crumbles out on the side.
Yeah.
Or is it the section that I hit?
Near the section you hit. Yeah. I wouldn't
Okay.
use the phrase unrelated, but yes, it's a few bricks kind of come crumbling down, messing up the cool flow of the wall.
Nice.
Okay. So all that's left on the sign just says bar, and I didn't read the sign before he hit it. So I'm like, oh, there's a bar this way. Yeah, we should head into town.
You two cross onto the cobblestoned street. The street is lined with a wall pretty similar, but
Oh, I sorry to interrupt. So the reason I did that, I wanted to I pick up a piece of the rotted wood. Just like a splinter of the rotted wood.
I see. Okay, I like that.
Is that the driest wood you found on this island?
Yes.
Let's see.
It makes sense.
The tall houses, dark as tombstones, line the road. Nestled among these solemn dwellings are handfuls of closed-up shops. Even the tavern that you see and pass is shut up tight. The two of you are walking down this street the sounds of the birds and the wildlife that you heard out in the woods have gone quiet as you've crossed the threshold into this town. And the only sound, I will say there's actually probably two sounds. One occurs first and extremely far off, out in front of you and into the town further, is a moan, a deep, sorrowful, almost like a mixture of a moan and a screech, just like deep off.
So kind of like is it kind of like the ghostly wail? I hate to use the ghostly wail from like Danny Phantom.
Yeah. I mean that's a very good, a little bit more pained, but yes, just sort of echoing down the walls in front of you. But there's a closer noise off to one of the sides of the road, nestled up towards the wall. You see a pair of children. One is sitting in a ball. He is rather small, and he looks kind of, I often lose the exact word, gaunt, kind of hungry, but he is whimpering and hiding in his like curled ball, and his sister stands above him, rocking his shoulder and trying to shush him, as she fearfully.
Are they like our height?
Are they your height? Oh, because you're
we're both small goblins.
We're tiny.
We're small creatures.
They
so
are
to us they might look like adults.
I guess that's true. They are your height. They seem like youthful humans, but I don't necessarily know your experience with humans, I should say.
I only know mercenary contractors. That's about it. So I don't have the most experience with them.
Would I be familiar with humans?
Humans would probably try and kill you if you're actually from like Faroon.
I'm
Goblins
probably
are pretty heavily persecuted.
I'm probably like a normal ass goblin who got some paladin armor. So I would
my contemporaries are orcs and gnolls.
Yeah, so I would probably not have a super good understanding. I'm gonna roll for it to see if I would have like even a passive understanding of what humans are.
Yeah.
What would that be? What kind of roll do you want me to do?
History? Okay, so it could be history if you want like passive of all humans, I would say, but if you wanted passive of these humans, maybe insight. Up to you.
Okay, so what rolls or what stats am I rolling with? Because I don't have a character sheet pulled up per se.
Insight is wisdom. History, I think, is intelligence.
Yeah.
Let's go wisdom. Let's go wisdom on this.
For your +1?
No, for my +0. I have +0 on wisdom and -1 on intelligence. So
maybe I should have made you a cleric.
Okay, so I understand jack shit. I got a 2.
So
they're small.
Never
humans.
been to a human, maybe.
They're small.
I just see small. I see small beings, and I don't recognize them as a different race. I just think that they're probably like also goblins.
Then
there we
go. They're pale, you-sized goblins, but one is crying.
Exactly.
One is crying in a ball, and the other is standing above him, attempting to shush him.
Krin, what is your character's name?
Grizzlack, or Grizzy, as he's known.
So I look over to Grizzy, and I'm like, that goblin is crying. Why is he?
I know. Whoever the bard is around here is doing a really shit job. And I just start playing a little beat on my bongos. And that's going to be a 12 for performance to start off. As I just slowly start playing and making my way over to him.
In conjunction to maybe give him advantage, I also start like whimsically kind of like dancing along with it. Like not in any rhythm or beat to it, but just kind of like...
Okay.
Like the music's taking me on there. So performance would be what? Athletic? Or
charisma?
Would be dex? Oh, charisma.
There's an aid roll too, right?
I believe
Wouldn't Krin get advantage on that,
assist?
depending on how I roll?
So I think all they changed... Or no, it's a help action. That's what it's called.
I mean, I killed it. I got an unnatural 20, so my dancing is on par with.
Yeah, it just gets me advantage for it. You can aid without having to make a roll for it.
Oh, in his aid gives you advantage.
Yes.
But since he did roll
Okay.
and he got his unnatural dirty 20,
Yeah, I
why
got an
not make it
unnatural 20.
performance? And he's dancing. He's dancing well.
Absolutely.
And I think that the two of you, I mean, this is the sound, right, in this town right now, kind of bouncing off
Yeah.
the walls around you, and your performance as you go on, the boy stops his sniveling and looks up, or stops his crying really, and looks up while sniveling, and is watching your performance and enjoying it. And she is, now no longer focused on like trying to shush him, and they both seem to be distracted by your performance.
And so as we get closer, I do stop in the beat and go, "What's with the frown, brown cow?" And see what they respond with.
And
I just keep dancing, and you hear like the metal clink of my arm. We're just continually like going on. Think like the
And I just keep
Ludicolo
my
dance from
rhythm going.
Pokemon. The Ludicolo dance from Pokemon is kind of what I'm just like.
Yes. I imagine I really loved what they did with Pokemon Coliseum, Gale of Darkness or whatever, where
with Mirror B,
the best Pokemon villain I've ever come across.
Yes.
The boy, as you say that to him, hides again in his in his knees, and the girl pats him on the back and looks at you and says, "There's a monster in our house." And she points just up the road a little bit. You see the brick wall turn in through a gate, and the wrought iron gate into this sort of open yard is pushed open and into the yard, and you see a tall brick house inside this yard, kind of beyond that wall.
A monster, you say? How big?
I don't know what it looks like. We hear it in the walls and at night. It's what's the right word? Its growls are keep us up throughout the night.
This isn't common, right? Like I would understand these children.
Yeah.
Okay. Just for context, the music has stopped. We have now started a conversation. I am still Ludicolo dancing.
The music is still going. Like after I said the question, I resumed my beat.
I am not participating actively. I'm just like awkwardly staring at these children as I like Ludicolo dance while the bongos still go off.
You see, the bongos are how I hypnotize people into talking to me because I'm a goblin.
Ah.
It's just what I do.
I'm just dancing for moral support.
Absolutely. You keep dancing.
Could the two of you go take care of that monster in our house?
I look at Grizz. I'm like, I do like to bonk things. I do like to bonk things. Bonking is kind of in my nature.
I mean, you haven't hit a seagull over the head with your hammer in a good.
It's been a minute.
Day.
It's been a minute. You're not wrong.
It's been a day.
It's been a day or so. So I'm feeling the itch for a bonking.
Now, how much collateral damage is okay? Do you need all of your walls?
I mean, we live there.
Yeah. How much tolerable damage are we talking?
I mean, really, what we want most is our little brother. If you could rescue him, maybe from the house and bring him out, dealing with the monster, amazing. We like our house, so the least amount of sort of collateral damage to it would be good.
Okay, so less force than what you used on the sign outside, okay?
Okay.
Ah.
Just like empty eyes. Empty eyes. Yes.
All right. And hey, where are we exactly? I saw there's a bar around here, but it looks like it's closed down. They're kids. They might not know where they live. To
She
be perfectly
says,
frank.
we don't get to leave the house much.
Well, considering how it looks outside, yeah.
I look at her
Probably
and I
safer
look at her
inside.
and I go, me too.
You're not going to start asking them how long they've been living on your island?
How long have you been on my island?
I just kind of assumed that there's things about this island I don't know, even though it's like drop in the bucket sort of size.
Well, we'll go take a look at that house tours. Do you have any place else to go, or are you just going to, like, sit here?
Well, we'd like to wait out here for our brother. There's a few other spots, the people in town that could help us out, but like to wait here for our brother.
Yeah, all right. Grizz pulls out a candle and puts it in the ground in front of him, then lights one of his tinder twigs and lights the candle and just leaves it there.
The flame of the candle is perfectly still. It's lit, but it's like there's like no wind. The only, I guess, flick of the candle is like at the tip where it's just like licking out. But
Well, that's weird.
the two of
It's like we're inside.
The two of you head around the gate and into the yard. The 3-story brick house in front of you seems to loom over you. I mean, there's not much to it. It's just like a off house, right?
Is there a chimney?
Is there a chimney? Yes, there is a chimney. There is a you can see from down here, this is a 3-story house, but coming out of the roof on the 3rd story is a metal pipe. It is wide enough for you two, which is, but I wouldn't, there's not a lot of other races that would fit in there.
I was literally just gonna say, is there something climbable that I can use to like get to an elevated position on the house, like a rafter or something that I can climb?
I think that, so there are balconies. I think that there's a balcony on the 2nd floor and a balcony on the 3rd floor. Let me look over this real quick. I didn't think about entering in from balconies. That's fun.
We have athletics and acrobatics where we might do things with
No,
them.
this is gonna be a lot less coordinated than you think it's gonna be. I promise you.
Yeah, so
you have athletics. You can do it.
As we've been walking up to this house, I have pulled out a hem rope from my adventuring gear that I have been slowly tying and desperately trying to knot to the base of my hammer.
Yeah, so
using your hammer as a grappling hook.
Oh boy. Yeah, so in front of you, the house has on one side is a wrought iron gate of the house that leads into, you see an unlit stone portico area. There are 2 other ground level windows, and then, like I said, it goes up. Actually, technically, there's 4 stories, including the attic, which you can also see from down here. There are 2 balconies above the door, one on the 3rd level and one on the top level of the house. That's all the balconies out here, but they are actually like right above one another.
So I look at Grizz and I go, check this out. And I've got my Warhammer, right? I've got my Warhammer where I've tied this like really shitty poor knot. Like, it's not a good knot. It's just like I've repeatedly tied it multiple times to try and get it just so that it holds. But and it'll hold. We're small goblins, but by no extent is it like a masterful like knot. And I'm like, check this out. And Olympic like discus toss style, I literally take my Warhammer and spin like 3 times and yeet it as fast as I can into the face of the building towards like the 3rd floor.
Into the face of the building. Love it. Athletics, that feels like.
Not even for like a window, like into the face of the building.
just directly into the stone. I love it.
All right, what did I get here? That is a 14 plus. I have skills for athletics, so proficiency +2. Do I get a dex bonus, or is it just my proficiency?
Strength bonus on athletics.
Oh, okay. So if we're doing +4, so
I tried to make it so you pretty much had +4 on anything you're good at.
yeah. So let's say so I
Nice.
think it's 17. If that's correct, yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you roll a 13.
Yeah, and your goal is to get it into the house and not not like through a window.
No, like if the house were, I don't know if you said if it was wooden or like stone or whatever. You said it's a wood house, right?
Brick house.
Brick. Imagine just like if this passes. Imagine just like I yeet it, it hits the brick and just cuts, like just breaks through the brick and then hooks.
I think my
It's
thought
just,
is that you do throw it, and this is a great throw. It hits right in the there's like a column of stone that cuts between two windows, one a window and one the balcony, less a window.
Okay.
The head of your warhammer buries into the outside of the house. It doesn't break through like a wall, but it like
Just just gets stuck in.
There
Yeah.
was a brick right there. It just pushed that brick in, and it's now in its
hits
place.
that brick perfectly. But yeah, it's dented in the wall. You give it a few pulls, and it's like firmly in there.
Good throw.
I try. And then so this rope, it's 50 foot. So let's say I used about like 5 foot of that tying the knot.
Sure.
There's enough slack.
Yeah, I mean, with
so-
that, there'd probably be like 10, 15 feet still dangling on the ground.
Perfect. And I'm just like, ah.
Yeah.
Where did this
Good thing
lodge
I rolled
itself? I
well.
was aiming for like the 3rd floor with the 7. Like, where did this lodge itself?
Yeah, it lodged itself right in between. Like, if you were to climb it all the way to the handle of your warhammer, you would just do like a little reach over and grab the banister of that balcony on the 3rd floor. And
I
then-
think that's what we're probably gonna try and do that because I need to get my hammer
Yeah,
back.
Yes, we're entering on the 3rd floor. I got a 14
Yes.
for athletics to climb the rope.
Yeah, I gotta climb as well.
Yeah, Grizz. I mean, I think that's fantastic for a goblin to climb a rope. You don't weigh a lot, so I think climbing is probably a little bit easier for the gobbos.
You
Does
see,
the
I'm a
13
practiced dare master. There's a reason they call me Grizzlack Dare Smith. I've shimmied a few ropes in my time.
Dare master, I love it.
I just climb things.
What was your athletics, Inserte?
I got a 13.
Equivalent basically on this, and the two of you are able to one after another climb yourselves to the 3rd floor balcony. It is, there's one window below you, and then the front door of the house is right below that.
Excellent. Once we get up there, I just like pull as hard as I can and yank the hammer out of the wall.
Give me a strength check.
Certainly. That is a nat 20.
Yes, yeah.
Great thing to use your nat 20 on.
Yeah, right, exactly. You do, and it comes out, and you feel it kind of like rope burn through your hands a little bit before you catch it, and you drag it back up because it's a big, heavy chunk of metal. But you have your warhammer, and there's like the spot in the wall is like a not a dent because it's like cracked rock, but it's just the thickness of the head of your warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But you find yourselves up here on a 3rd level balcony. There's a set of 2 kind of thin glass doors and glass paned doors and thick. It's kind of hard to see through. It's really dark in there, but thick red velvet curtains cover the doors from the
I'm just
inside.
looking at it. There's some really nice stuff for being so
I
fucking
was
thin.
gonna say it's colorful here.
Are you sure they live here? It's whatever. Here, 1 second. I point my head out over the balcony to where that little indent in, and I cast mending.
You reach out and you.
I literally took mending because I thought I might have to fix things you break.
That's
You're
pretty
literally
funny.
pulling a crazy diamonds right now from JoJo's. You're literally
Little
doing
bit,
like
little bit.
just the fix part.
We're just gonna pull that back real quick.
Nothing happens when you cast mending.
Oh.
The wall does not repair itself. It is just a dent in the wall.
I shrug. I guess Inserte is just too powerful.
I was gonna say.
Good thing he's on my side.
I do pretty good work.
What next, you two? You still heading to the chimney, or do you want to enter through these doors?
Well, we should probably just enter through the doors here. I want to get a look at the chimney. You know, that's something you shoot a spell up through and hope you hit something.
We can enter through here. I do have thieves' tools, so I can technically get us into the house
if they're locked. Which this would be the time to find out.
Yeah, as you reach.
I guess I'm gonna roll for the. I find out if the door is unlocked?
Yeah, I just give him a little bit. I'm like, oh, after you, Inserte. You got us this far.
I mean, you reach for the doors where you grab the handle, and there isn't as you go to pull, there isn't even a rattle. It's not like it's like locked firm.
It just kind of clicks open.
No, it's holding fast.
No, locked.
It is stuck.
Locked deep firm. Yeah, like
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Where like if you you have like the deadbolt of a lock locked and you go to pull the door, you can feel the deadbolt rattle in there sometimes if it's like not perfectly tight. You don't even feel like that. It's like the doors don't give.
So I pull and it's like, I have an idea. And so I reach into my little like knapsack that I have over on the side. And so my thieves' tools is not actually a set of thieves' tools. Let me clarify. It is a chisel. And I just hit it with my hammer. So I put this chisel up to the base of the door.
Calls them thieves' tools. I really like that, actually.
I put this chisel. I put this chisel up to the base of the door. And mind you, this is not like a metal chisel or a wooden chisel. This is like a chisel that I have carved out of a fish bone.
Even better.
Bone chisel.
So I take this chisel and I wedge it into the portion of the door. And I just rear back and just hit it with my hammer.
This feels like a strength check. That feels like what you're going for. I would say it could be a sleight of hand if you are doing it with finesse. But it sounds to me like you're doing it with power.
12. I got a 12.
I think that your bone chisel just lodges into that crack in the door. You hit it, and it goes in. It maybe even slips a little bit to whichever way to get it like good path into that crack, and it gets in there. But you go to do the little pull thing, and it's equivalently as hard stuck, right? You don't feel like that's giving you leverage on the door?
I've wedged it. I've wedged it.
And it's wedged, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that worked.
I tried.
This is where my bone chisel lives.
That lives there now. You've done well.
Here, I got an idea. Well, no, it's a bone, isn't it? That's not going to work very well. You know, if this was like a stone or a metal chisel, I could help. But I don't think I can help with a bone chisel. And it have to be like very precise. Okay, all right. So here's the question. Technically, you can deal non-lethal damage with magic in 5th edition, right?
Yes.
Technically.
What is his question?
Can I use Flame Bolt to heat up his chisel without destroying it by using non-lethal damage?
He's gonna turn it into bone marrow.
not
You're just gonna turn it into
alive.
liquid bone marrow.
It's not alive, although you could heat it,
The
but
idea-
bone getting hot just cracks and breaks. Like that's when
Yeah,
you
it doesn't
super
really
heat bone.
expand. That was more my point. Yeah,
it sort
yeah.
of just gets brittle. That's how serial killers smash their bones. I guess that's how some
what I'm
serial
like.
killers smash their bones. Can't say as a
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
bone
If it was any other type of chisel, I could have worked with this. But you had to have a
You
bone
chose
one.
bone
I looked at
chisel.
Grizz. And I'm like, well, I guess we could just tell those goblins we tried.
Yeah, we could have broken a window. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. You try breaking a window.
Okay. You're right. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You got this.
Dang. I just turned
Alright,
it.
yeah.
I without even finishing. Without even. I'm like, dang. I feel valid. Thank. I just turned and smacked the window as hard as I can with the warhammer.
Let's see what happens.
Grizz is like getting ready to like give him a little massage before he starts with that. He's like, oh, you already did it. All right.
Unnatural 20, by the way. I got a 16 plus 4.
The dice are rolling in your favor tonight.
Partly. Some of them have gone like below double digits, which is not great. I'm
Hey,
not using
yeah.
my dice tray. I'm using my Pokemon card like playmat, and so it's got like a little bit of buoyancy to it. So when I drop the dice, it just like bounces.
It's funny. I'm also rolling on my TCG playmat.
Roll. I don't think I don't think a roll is necessary here. I think when you swing your hammer into these glass paned doors, and the response.
Can I aim somewhere? Can I aim somewhere specifically since I got an unnatural 20?
Oh, okay,
Can
yeah,
I aim
you
for
can.
Can I aim for the bone chisel again? But at the wrong
Aim
angle.
for the bone chisel. Okay.
But at the wrong angle. So like it's chiseled in upwards facing, and I'm literally just turn up straight smacking it like horizontally across.
I think
So you
what
end up hitting the glass first.
I think what I'll give you is that the contact with the door and the wall feels the same as the stone when you smash the wall outside of the town, when you smash the sign. It doesn't feel like you've hit a glass window. It doesn't break like you've hit a glass window. But because your unnatural 20 is a good roll, I'll say that it unlodged your bone chisel for you without breaking it.
Nice.
So you can keep your
Okay.
bone chisel.
So it just like kind of like hits, falters out, and I go, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a net positive. We didn't lose anything, right?
True.
But I also just start looking
And I
at
got
the
to hit
glass
some
like,
stuff, so I'm feeling like it's pretty good today. It's a pretty good day on this island, yeah.
yeah, but I'm looking. There's no cracks. There's no nothing to show that you hit it.
Nothing to show that he hit it. And
well, this is shiv spit. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this at all. Go up and I'm just looking at it. I cast Ray of Frost on the glass to see if it even fogs over. If you want, I can roll for that. Otherwise, I'm just
no, because you're standing there and it's a wall. The glass. Does fog over. Sure, the glass fogs over. You see a little bit of chill even appear on the red velvet curtain beyond.
Okay. So it doesn't appear to respond to physical interactions with magical ones still. We can't get in this way. All right, you want to go in through the chimney, or do you want to go back to the ground floor?
Like Santa? Fuck yeah, let's go.
What's a Santa?
I don't know.
So you have,
yeah.
You have a hammer and a hook for a grappling hook? Climb?
Apparently.
Oh no, I cut the
Grappling
rope
hammer?
off.
Cut the rope
I
off.
cut the rope off while we were doing stuff, so I have to like retie another 5-foot section of the rope back on over the knot that I poorly cut off before. Like it's not like a clean cut either, like I just removed it. It's like there's still a knot mess at the end of the hammer, and I just have to like cut.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Double
So
knot.
I spend
just
the next
cast-
like couple.
No,
Oh,
I
go.
just stop you before you do that. I take the end of the rope, I take the cut bit, I put them next to each other, and I cast mending.
Ah.
Ah.
Oh.
So that's how
There's
I remove
no
the rope
way.
from my hammer from now on.
You're just always gonna have this clump of rope at the bottom of your hammer.
Yeah. I look at Grizz and I'm like, I like you.
We just keep like pointing at each other, like yeah, that shit.
yeah.
The attic, or the roof, sorry, from here, above you there is a window. I was wrong when I said there was a second balcony above you. You are at the top balcony. There is a window above you that leads into a higher portion of that, but it's a small.
What about this chimney?
Window?
Is there a chimney
the
up on the top?
chimney is up on top. You can't see it from this angle, but you did see it from the front of the house. It's just like over a rise, like a peak in the house on the other side.
An eave.
I guess we just start. I guess we just start climbing before. Like I don't even know if we need the grappling hook yet. We just gotta maybe just start climbing for a better vantage point.
Give me some athletics check. I think just like peering around, you see that the wall is definitely climbable. The bricks have more than enough
19.
space for your small hands to fit and climb.
19 for me.
19.
11.
11.
I have a -1 on all these, so it's not my best place.
I think Inserte is able to climb this easily. I'll say that Grizz is having more trouble feeling the failings of his frail body. And maybe also
Strong, I'm tough.
Maybe I'll say what maybe he stops climbing because he's slightly distracted by a area of the wall that is no longer damaged, but 'twas before and did not respond to his mending.
Oh.
Like that. I don't like that at all.
But Inserte is finds it.
Oh, I've not even noticed. I'm
easy
just scaling the wall.
to,
Yeah, I've not even noticed.
Get up to the. It's rather pitched, but it is the eaves of the house.
Now that
like
Inserte has
lower
climbed
the
up there.
hammer. I was gonna say I lower the hammer down for.
Oh no, the
for
rope's still
Grizz.
just trailing behind you. I just get onto it.
You held on to it like a leash, and I climbed.
You never cut it off. So.
I like it.
True.
I
That's
think it's
true.
very fun. The two of you find yourselves up here on the roof. There aren't any like doors or windows flat out here to these scaled eaves of the roof. But as you climb up to the very peak of the house, you see the circular metallic chimney cutting out of it. And again, while most races may not fit through this, the two of you think that it's just an easy climb for the two of you.
Is there any smoke coming out of the chimney?
Yeah.
No, there is no smoke coming out of the chimney.
I give it a sniff.
I just hop in.
It smells
Rick.
like Inserte as he jumps into the chimney. No, it smells cold and like coaly,
Okay,
old.
that's fine.
Cold.
Well, if Inserte has jumped in, I guess I'll find out how well he can brace himself. Otherwise, I'm just watching the rope like trail in after him.
Yeah. I mean, give me another athletics here, Inserte, as you jump in and jam your arms out to the side, attempting to brace yourself.
Another 19. It just bounced on a 15 again.
Dang.
So another 19.
This,
Yeah, you're doing good.
I mean, easily you see the rope start to slide in and then stop. And Inserte is able to just like pad down the walls of this chimney.
But I don't do it facing upwards way. I'm like spider crawling my way
down.
down the chimney.
Oh man, down. You do spider
Downward
climb.
a goblin,
You spider climb down the chimney. You would expect there to be openings in this chimney, maybe on several locations of this house. Maybe you would expect as a people. I don't know what the goblins expect, but we would expect there to be possibly multiple openings in this chimney, as there's only one chimney and a large house. But it
I mean,
just,
you'd want to cook on every floor, so clearly you need your fire space open.
Clearly. But it just cuts down, and it cuts down 30, 40 feet, and you come out in an opening in a old metallic oven, old steel oven, and crawl out of said oven and find yourself in a dark but pretty well-furnished kitchen.
I just step out. Nice.
Is it safe?
I don't respond, but I pull the rope and it just falls all the way.
Me still holding the rope because that's what I'm holding on to keep myself steady up there. I just
be
go
holding
in.
it. I was gonna say I just pull the slack and it just falls in, and you don't have to climb. But if you're holding it, then it's just
No, yeah, you pull me in because I only have a strength of 8. I am not winning that contest.
Well, give me a strength or constitution saving throw. Or did you have a different suggestion?
Well, comparatively, when I get it, I'm going to be a little more nimble about this. I try to slide down a side of the chimney.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Then dexterity saving throw.
You would have to. Yeah, I was gonna say you would have to get your bearing first because I've just yoinked you into a chimney.
Yeah, but I already had my head in there. I was already looking at it, you know. How else was I shouting down to you? So at least it was more like what up, and then like bracing against the side as you're going down. So I got a 15.
A 15. Yeah, I think that is fine enough to brace yourself and slow your descent before you reach the bottom. And you may end up in a slight heap at the bottom, but you are undamaged as such, just sort of covered in soot. And you roll out of the oven.
I just look at Jen and go, "Hey, it's safe."
And the two of you are in this kitchen. It is a square kitchen. There is you've just come out of the oven. Right behind you on the oven there is a thin wooden door. On the other side of the room there is another thicker wooden door. There's a countertop with a cutting board and a rolling pin. There are shelves of spices and other varied materials around.
I go to the thin wooden door, hoping to find the pantry. I'm hungry, and these people have hired me.
Food sounds great.
That's the sort of grub they have, and I swing it open.
Yeah,
I start sniffing. I start sniffing for food, honestly.
Both of your investigations lead you to this pantry. You open the door and you smell. It smells like bread.
Smelly smell.
Not
that
like
smells
like white bread, like a loaf of white bread. You know what I mean? Not like fresh baked, but just like a loaf of Wonder Bread. As you open the door. But it is stocked in here. There are breads. There are salted meats. There are canned goods. I don't necessarily
I just
know if they're labeled, but
high face inserte. So I just put my hand over his face and push him away real quickly. Now, before you start looking at all this,
I'm already pulling out my tinderbox to light that piece of wood that I got to start cooking.
Why haven't they eaten any of this?
Doesn't matter. It's food.
It is food.
This is the most bountiful catch I've found in weeks.
It's true. I've been living on fish for a while now. All right, we feast.
Yeah, no.
So you're lighting a fire? Is that what I heard?
Yeah,
you're gonna
I'm
close off our exit route.
I am literally just not even putting it in the chimney area where the kitchen where we could light the fire to start the oven. I am just taking this piece of rotted wood that I had and I'm trying to tinderbox it with
Wait, no, I put it in the oven. If you're gonna light a fire in a house, you do it in the oven. That's just manners.
The oven?
mentioned that they used coal at some point, so I think that there's probably
Yeah, there
some
should be coal
remnants
in
of coal in the base of this, and along with your tiny piece of tender starter, you're able to get a small
Yeah.
enough heat going in the center of this oven to heat your your salted meats and breads. I don't think it's a cooking fire, but it's definitely enough to have a warm snack.
Good enough.
I take one of my javelins because I've got one of those like equipped on that. I take one of my javelins and I like because it's a fine tip javelin. I try to like cut a part of the meat from the from the food.
Yeah.
I pull out my dagger and I do that.
I don't have small daggers or anything. I have a
Just look
hammer
at you.
and
Insert
I have a
I just look at you
hammer
like
and
shaking my
javelin.
head, and I'm like, why are you doing this?
Inserte carves a chunk out with his spear, and Grives shaves a few slices off more finely with a dagger, and the two of you warm them over the fire. They're salted meats, so they're preserved and ready to go, but...
I cut off a little bit of the bread that's there. You know, I make a little sandwich.
Well, I just take a bite out of the loaf.
A
I
sandwich,
just take
yeah.
a bite out of the loaf.
College goblin. Remember that. I make sandwiches.
That's fair. That's fair. You can take like the ramen and use it as a little crunchies
I take like
on
a
top
bite
or
of
whatever.
meat.
Yeah.
I take a bite of
I know
meat
how to
and
repair a sink with ramen. You know, you just
yeah,
gotta
and, like,
make it
as I've got a piece of meat in my mouth, like I'm doing like you bite a piece of meat and then without even swallowing it, you've got a piece of meat in your mouth, and then you take a bite out of the loaf and you like eat them together, and you're like, yes.
I like the characterizations that both of those types of eatings give our goblins. The food is fine. It isn't incredible by any means. In fact,
it's better than what we've had on the island, I'm sure. So
I actually would say that it's not. The stuff that you have had on the
Ooh.
island is like fresh fish, and then you cook it on a shitty tender fire that you have driftwooded ashore, probably, or because your goblins maybe you just eat it
blast
raw.
it with.
no, I would say we would
fireball.
cook it.
That
Probably.
makes
That's
much
how I
more
cook
sense.
things.
That makes much more sense. You have magic for that, and you use it, but that's like fresh fish. This doesn't. Even when you eat it, it has, I would say, the texture of bread and meat, but it has almost no flavor. You feel kind of full after you eat it, but it's just there's like no flavor.
This tastes terrible. I need a little bit of flavor. And I just lick.
You look over at me and I'm like, this is food.
Inserte.
Salty.
I just give a good little lick to inserte, and I take another bite. Like better. There we go.
Tastes closer to the ocean now.
Yeah, needed that sea salt.
He has full sea salt crystals on one side of him from all of the salt wind blowing into him from one way. Yeah, but the two of you have had a nice meal, and the fires in the oven, the coal in the oven has burned out from what was left of it, and it is dark kitchen. I'm probably just not gonna mention darkness from now on. The whole place is dark, but you guys have dark vision, so it will not matter for I think
we'll see. We see in scales of gray.
If it's more than 60
So did you
feet, we'll talk about it, but
technically that's not a bit in 5e. They don't put a 60-foot limit on it. That's like standard 3rd edition stuff, I thought.
They do. They put a footage on all of the visions in 5e, because there's like magic sight, blind sight, night vision, dim, low light vision. Yeah.
Sure. It was just always one of those weird things that like I remember looking through and be like, why doesn't it state the exact amount?
Yeah, so we're in the kitchen.
Oh no, it does. I'm just dumb.
No. I see dark vision. I'm like, cool.
Is there any sort of like? What I will say is that even though I'm an idiot, I think I've got kind of like that primal like, is there anything going on sort of thing. So that way, it's not like 100% that my passive wisdom or passive perception is terrible. Can I?
You're still a being, you know.
Yeah. Can I roll to see if there's any sort of like vibe that's feeling off now that we've kind of like sat in here?
Yeah.
That actually goes to what I was going to ask. I'd be like, did you hear any wailing yet?
So I have so what would that have been? Wisdom?
You're looking for a vibe. It feels like insight, which it's wisdom.
The 15 then, because I don't have Well, I have saving throws and wisdom, so would that be a +2 for no? Okay, so I just have a 15 flat then.
I'll kind of mold it with like a perception because it feels like a good mix of the two. What you're looking for here. This house feels still. It feels unused. It
Unnaturally still.
Yeah. And with that, you're like looking around the room trying to like get this sense of the vibe, and you see dust on these countertops and on the jars on the shelves, and it just is like it feels unused. Not unused, it's obviously used, but
I looked at Grizz and I'm like,
recently.
Those goblins live here?
Oh, think so. Well, my house now. All right, let's kick out this monster. We're moving in and selling some real estate.
Our house now.
Right, our house. Right. My apologies.
Looking around the room,
now.
I think now a little bit more, you notice this other door that is a bit bigger, a normal sort of interior wooden door. And then there is a small-ish metal pull door on a wall. Like it looks like you grab it and you pull it out from the wall, and there's probably something behind it.
Okay, well, let's do that.
It's a dumb waiter. I didn't have another way to describe that until I was like,
is it like normal person height? So like we would be too short to reach it normally.
Yeah, but there's a counter nearby you can climb up on, like a bunch of savages.
I was gonna say I could put Grizz on my shoulders and like
two goblins in a trench coat is good too.
I was gonna say trench coat it and have them grab it.
One of my costumes includes platform shoes. I just put them on real quickly, so I'm tall enough to reach it.
Perfect. I love it. You pull it open, and it ends up flat, but it is a dumb waiter. There is a small wooden, like 5x5 wooden, not even 5x5. I would say 3x3 wooden platform in here, and then a little rope going up, and then it looks as if from the outside that it's like a manual. So inside you pull the rope, and you're able to go up. It looks like it only goes up from here. It's just resting right now on the bottom. And above it on the ceiling, there is a small tarnished golden bell just hanging from the ceiling.
I'm 100% yoinking that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I'm 100% yoinking that.
All right. So I'm on the platform shoes. So together we get me on the counter, and then I can get the bell.
How can we steal this bell?
I mean, listen, we're chaotic good, but we're also but we're also goblins.
Look, this place is my house. I'm not leaving anything valuable here. That's what it comes down. I am taking stock of what's good.
Leaving anything in our house, so we're taking it.
Exactly.
It's the biggest house I've ever found on the island.
True.
I feel like he's been here long enough. He has citizenship, squatters' rights, even.
Squatters' rights. The ceiling is a 10-foot high ceiling.
That's a little tall.
Yeah, a little tall for the two of you. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, you put on the platform shoes, then you get on the counter, and you'll lift me up, and then I should be able to reach it. Because you're stronger.
Can I just throw something at it?
Yeah, you can. What if you dent the bell?
I mean, how's it actually attached? I can fix that.
It's shiny.
Give me a perception check, Grizz, to scope out its attachment to the ceiling.
That is a 22.
Oh, good lord. Okay, with that, it is attached to the ceiling.
That's your 20.
There is a...
That was a 19, actually.
Small
I have proficiency.
Iron fastening coming down and holding like a small ring on the top of the bell. But you also notice a string cutting up from near that and on the top of the bell up into a small hole in the ceiling.
Did you not also say that there was a rope going up into this, so we could technically climb and?
The rope is going. It's in the
Inside.
dumbwaiter. It's like up into the
Yeah.
elevator. It's a dumb. Yeah. So inside that dumbwaiter, it is just a small, square cut
Yeah,
up
the
into the house that you would
door
go up.
wasn't like floor to ceiling. It was more just like a little panel that we were able to open up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
So metal fastening. It looks like it's actually attached to that, not just like hooked on. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does look like it's attached to that iron fastening, and then the little string cutting up into the ceiling.
Well, the string isn't a problem. Can I get rid of that metal fastening? Best way to do that would be to, well, I guess you could hit it from the inside of the wall and try and get it to knock out. Otherwise,
Yay! I just yell and I throw. I just yay! I throw my javelin at the ceiling.
Good lord. So that would just be your javelin attack.
Yeah. So
Plus
14.
14. Why not? You hit the brass fastening. I think that the outcome here is you break the area where it's connected to the bell.
I was gonna say I probably hit more than just the brass fastening. That's not an accurate shot.
Just the bell kind of breaks off and falls down. It is slightly dented. But really just the thing, it is a bell. It has its little dangly bit in there. The string broke as it fell. But it is, there's nowhere to hold it and ring it. Anywhere you're holding or touching this bell, you're holding the bell of the bell. But
that's fine. That's fine. As long as there's a little like topper, just like a little hole on top that was originally attached to the fastening.
Yeah.
Cool. I hold it by that. I use the bell as my spellcasting focus to cast Mending on the bell. I pass it off to.
I was actually gonna say that I jump caught it and then did give it to Grizz, so like he would have had it.
You cast.
Well, and then so all I'm doing is like giving a little cleaning it up real quickly, mending it, and then giving it back to you.
You cast Mending on the bell, and it doesn't just fix the top of this, but it completely untarnishes the bell. It's like you now realize it's not gold, but it's like a beautiful copper bell. But it is a bell. Not
if you ever
tarnished,
need
shiny.
me, ring this.
I attach it to my waistband for my armor, so I just chime like a cat with a cat bell.
Oh my god. Just all of the decisions. Okay.
I'll always know where he is.
So we've removed the bell from the ceiling, and the dumbwaiter's there.
And yes, the dumbwaiter's there. I do not think we're going to pursue the dumbwaiter, so I'm just going to close that door. And at this point, we'll
venture into that bell.
And we'll head towards the last remaining closed door in this room.
The last remaining closed door opens up into a great, pretty wide hall. It runs the width of the entire house. There is at one end a black marble fireplace, and at the other end a red marble staircase spiraling up into higher floors. There are several doors cutting off of this room. There's a set of double oak mahogany doors on the other end of the room near the fireplace. That seems that they lead out to where the front door would be. There is a ornately carved wooden door next to them, shut and it's fastened. Right next to you, there's another door. And as you step out and into the room, you see another two doors on the wall that you've just kind of come from. In fact, just because I have it up, even though we don't have to play by like things on a map, I actually have the map here. So on roll 20, just so you can see what we're talking about.
I have been chuckling because I've been just watching you move the map around on the YouTube stream, and then I've been over here like, yeah,
right, YouTube. I totally
I'm
forget.
jealous.
YouTube is YouTube. I forgot that everyone can see
be there.
my screen, but
Yeah, it was also funny when you went and looked over my my character page too, because I just saw that flash. But I'm like, oh, huh.
I did do that. I was like, I want to know exactly what mending says, if it says anything about something I was particularly thinking or whatnot. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
We're in this big great hall. I've just revealed it. I actually have little character tokens. If at any point you want to use them, you can. But you know, again, it seems like we're playing with our word pictures. So we can
For
continue.
more theater of the mind players is what we've kind of established here.
Yeah. So that's totally fine with me. I don't actually know that probs will have access to moving that little goblin, so I'll just actually remove them off because I didn't ever give the opportunity to give them access. But we're in this big room, big red marble staircase. You two have just come from this room over here, little kitchen with the dumbwaiter.
Oh.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Yeah, out into
Well,
this main room.
then completely ignoring the rest of the room, I see that there's another door right next to the door that I came out of, and I just opened that door.
Oh yeah, that opens up into a pretty big dining room. Long oaken table, seems like it's made out of one piece. Huge high-backed chairs surrounding that table. Let's see.
Don't you start.
Anything huge and important about this dining room?
You started smiling before I even thought about it. You knew where I was going with that.
I know exactly where you're going with that.
There is a crystal chandelier that hangs above this table. Silverware is set on the table. The plates are fine china. The silverware
How many
is
sets of
polished
silverware?
brass. 8, one for each of these chairs.
Interesting.
The wood paneled walls are carved with elegant images of deer amongst the trees.
How brilliant of them.
I didn't know there were such fancy things on this island.
Yeah, your Alan's really having a come up, isn't it?
Yes.
Interesting. Interesting though. There are 8 places at the table, and yet we only saw 2 children. And I don't think they actually eat here either. You just see him like suddenly have a little bubble pipe that he's smoking out of.
It
and
was a
hat.
bit dusty in here for some goblins. We normally don't leave things as dusty as this.
No, we use every part of the cave. It's just what happens. Otherwise, what's even the point? Yeah, no, this is definitely our place now. Fuck them.
Yeah, if they aren't gonna use it. If they aren't gonna use it.
So now, do you want your chair to be back to the fireplace, or do you want yours to be back to the mural?
I prefer some good old fashioned floor sitting.
Floor sit? We could get rid of the table. I guess we'd probably sell it. Yeah, well, I mean, who's gonna buy it on the island? Are you gonna buy it from me? No, come on, that's not gonna work. We're gonna have to keep the table.
I could trade you the bell for it.
No, it's fine. And I go to take a closer look at the mural, and I'll make an investigation check. My intelligence is a flat 10, I do believe it is. So yeah, that's just a flat 16.
Yeah, the mural on the wall, all of these yeah, deer amongst the trees. The closer you look, the more you see that there are like twisted, in pain faces kind of carved into these trees. You see wolves amongst the foliage peeking out of bushes at these deers that seemingly stand at ease in this forested clearing.
I walk over to Grizz because I've been like exploring around. I look at it a little bit and I go, they do say art is subjective.
Hey, just turn to you. Who told you that?
You also notice
I heard it once. I heard it once when I broke into an art gallery.
Broken. That had to have been Oh wait, you haven't always lived on the island of D's. I just
No,
am
I've not
imagining,
always
like,
lived on the island.
I was like, there's no he told himself that in his hallucinations.
Uh,
There is you
Like
see
my god was like, I bring to you today wisdom from the Elder Realm, and I'm just like, I'm listening. It's
Art
like
is
art is
subjective.
subjective.
That is probably actually something your god would say.
on the wall that kind of connects the kitchen and this dining room. You see that all of these murals weave a picture in these woods that connect into a tapestry that is actually hanging by an iron rod from this wall. And it is just a little bit more focused of a moment in this with there are hunting dogs around, like noblemen on horses, and they are the focus of all of this kind of is art, but it is in fact a tapestry hanging from the wall, that these kind of paintings on the wall lead to.
Yeah, that'll have to go. I don't like it. No, I'm sorry. Too many
Art's not my
dogs.
thing. I don't appreciate this in my house. Our house. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Gotta go. It's gotta go.
Yeah, yeah. You know, if there's a
I'm
cold
just
winter,
parroting. To be fair, I'm just parroting what Grizzly's saying. I'm like, yeah, art, not good, not good, not good at all. I agree. Gotta go.
All right. Well, this sounds the important bit. Here. Let's check
Because
behind it.
as they say, art is subjective.
You check behind it, and behind it is, I mean, it's the mural continued. It looks like it looks like they had the mural, or they had the big tapestry. They painted a mural around it and then hung the tapestry up. And pretty much anywhere you would hang this tapestry in this room, it would look like it was a part of this mural.
Fit.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, we can get rid of the tapestry. The mural, a little bit harder. You know, I'll have some goblin painters to come in and give us something a bit more fun. You know, it'll be fun. All right. Well,
I
at
like
the
red.
perfect. It'll be bread. At the table itself, are there any like name placards or anything to like show that maybe there was a dinner party or something that was supposed to be here, or even something carved into the chairs?
Like little Timmy or
I'll say
Samantha.
that there aren't like no on the first one, but as you are peering on the backs of these chairs, there is single letters on all of them going around the table. There is.
Are there any, I start looking around because I mean I can't read, but I generally understand some signage. Is there
That's
the
fair,
letter
you can.
E on any of them?
Okay, give me a moment. Is there the letter E? No, that's okay. I was already gonna have to look for this to give all of the letters, but yes, there in fact is the letter E on one of them.
That's his chair.
I want to break the chair and take the letter E.
Okay. Yeah, at the I'll read them and then you can break your chair apart. At
Thank you.
the side of the table closest to the fireplace, back to the fireplace, is the letter G. On the opposite side of the table is your letter E, the furthest from the fireplace facing it. And then the two in the middle are unlettered. At the let's say to the left of chair G would be a W. To the right of chair E would be an R. To the left of chair B would be a T.
It's very appropriate that Krin is taking notes on this and I'm not.
Oh, I definitely am. Also, okay. I thought M froze there.
No, I was looking things over because I thought that there was one more, but I actually don't know that there is another. name.
So I smashed the chair that has the E because I
You want
can't
your
read.
E. You
but
want
I,
your E.
but I know
Yeah,
symbols.
I know the letter E. I can't read the rest of them, but I know mine.
Or I don't even know how it's
Yeah.
pronounced. I know this symbol. I
Yeah,
like
this is your symbol.
Yeah, and you're sure there's no other ones on here? I'm not saying like I know. Like I said, I have not read over
right.
this.
This would be
Good
the
long
moment
time.
to get the info while we're looking at the info, and not later for me to be like, oh, and also there was the letter.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm
oh,
really good at that. At some point, I know I'm gonna come over and be like, I wish I had told them. But I'm actually I'm not 100% sure that any of the other chairs are labeled. So
Noted.
I'm gonna say
Happens.
no now. Even if they are, it shouldn't be an important miss. So
Cool.
I'm pretty
Correct.
sure. Indeed. So you smash up your chair. Why don't you give me? You don't have to give me anything. You spend some time smashing up the chair in the proper way. You get the top of the chair, and you break off the sides just a little bit. It's all sort of wonky, but you have the E carved into this little slat of wood, and that chair is broken to pieces, to so many pieces.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna try and replace and fix that. Don't worry.
I just pocket the E.
My
he
one
does.
symbol.
That'll be for later.
I just kind of nod, watching as he does all this. Strange to have so many fireplaces, but only one chimney. That's a whole other bit. All right,
That's a good question, but I don't have an answer to it.
you're good. Pretty much all Grizz has gotten from this place. Like, I hate it here. This place makes no
No
sense.
ventilation.
That's a good question. Why don't they have more fireplaces or more chimneys?
Yeah, see, this place should have burned down. There's safety violations all around here. You know, this would not stand at my school. They made sure every fireplace had a chimney.
That's important. That's important.
What college did Grizz go to?
Grizz went to Drome U. You know, it's a community college put together by the what is it, the Dark Sisters. They're the hags that technically rule over Drome, but not really. You know, they're more of a like let everyone have their own little city state sort of thing. But at Drome U, everyone can come together, by which I mean everyone is taxed a certain amount of people that have to go to the university and become spellcasters. Otherwise, they die.
So I did it.
So
I
had to. I'm also the only goblin to graduate. So there's that.
Wow.
Yeah, most goblins they get roped into the experimentation courses as the experiments.
I see. Okay.
They don't make
You
it.
just didn't get experimented on, or you survived your experimented on, Ning.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay.
The lore gets deeper and more dark.
Two of you are peeking around. I mean, you're standing in this room, maybe chit-chatting about which chair now belongs to Grizz or Inserte, and
Clearly the G.
a sound kind of cuts through the house. The soft cry of a baby. It feels much further off, but you feel
The
it, like,
young
echoing
goblin, I forgot.
throughout the walls.
Oh my god, we were here for a reason.
Nah, that's a figment of your imagination. Actually, I'm pretty sure the kids were too.
Young goblin.
I just like, yes.
But you know, I guess we should follow it. We exit through the door directly below the 5, since we have not actually been through.
Yeah. I mean, exiting back out, you're still in the main hall. The thing that immediately sticks out to you, though, is that the double huge set of mahogany doors is now just continued mural across the wall. There is no longer a set of double mahogany doors standing there.
I kind of want to roll to see if I would notice that.
Okay.
So personally, like I said, I just saw that there was another door right next to our door, and I just went through that. I didn't even notice that there were mahogany doors. Grizz does not know.
I got a
Never
nat
mind.
20.
Then yes, Inserte does notice. Thank you
Inserte
for not
does.
making that pointless. Inserte, what you
No, it's
also
good, it's good.
notice is a beautiful painting of a windmill above the fireplace. Right below this windmill, and a part of the frame is a long, beautifully maintained silvered, looks kind of silvered from out here, longsword. It's set into the wood.
Grizz.
It looks like it's part of this frame.
Grizz,
Yeah.
I found a
Oh.
shiny.
Yeah, that's nice.
It does look pretty good.
And with that, you also notice that, so out here the mural is slightly different. There is the scene of, let's see. This seems like much deeper in the woods. Lots of vines, lots of like trunks of trees blocking out image. Going further on, there are satyrs and nymphs dancing about. But you also, as you are seeing this door that is not there, maybe you're looking at the area where the door was, and now this mural is just going across it. You see snakes hanging from vines above them. Some of the vines are snakes. They're all watching the satyrs. You even see a satyr in between a little cutout of vines, totally like wrapped up by a big boa.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
So the double set of doors on our map is a wall, but there is a staircase going up. There's a door right next to you, and a door to the south right below that. Bing and bong.
Bing bong.
Well, I believe we're enthralled by the silver sword.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I have a feeling we're gonna
course.
try and
Of course.
bust that out from the wall, fireplace, ceiling first.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
step one, we we ascend using the platform shoes to get onto the mantle of the
Your
fireplace.
silly platform shoes. I love them.
I love it. I think that with all the bits in place, it's easy to sort of pull yourself up onto the mantle of the fireplace.
Wonderful, wonderful. From there, I guess we're gonna have a good look at the long sword. You kind of made it sound like it was pushed into the wall.
Like it's actually like cemented in
So
there,
it
like
looks
built
like
around.
this. I did make it seem like that. It looks like this this portrait and the longsword are part of a frame. You know how memorabilia frames have a little cutout of sometimes the exact object? This seems along those lines. You might be able to pry it out using some sort of bone-based chisel if you have one of those, or something
or
along
rudimentary lathe.
something along those lines. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
I look at it, I'm like, I think we could use my thieves' tools on this.
You go ahead and disarm that. Yeah, go for it.
So I take the bone chisel, stick it and wedge it, and then I hit it with the hammer.
All right, give
And
me
I
another
hit it with a hammer.
The strength check for your thieves' tools. I've never seen a thieves' tools
19.
operated off of strength.
19.
I mean, it's
There's a
perfect.
first time for everything.
You realized maybe your mistake last time was going way too hard. While you're using strength, now it's the control of your strength that allows you to tap it.
Do you guys know the SpongeBob episode where they're doing the marble carvings and like he's like, yeah, you just got to do this, and he hits it, and he goes, ding, ding. It just turns into the David. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
You hit the spot, you see like there's these two little wooden dowels coming out and wrapping around maybe like the handle of the sword and maybe around a little wooden plat around the front of the sword. I don't know. But you break those little dowels easily. One tap, and the sword comes out, and you're able to slide those little wooden rings off, and you have a sword. As you touch it, you rub the blade a little bit to test it, and some of that silvered comes off. And you give it a little rub, and you realize that it's just a long sword.
No, I mean, I was gonna lick it to find out, so
it
that works too.
tastes like silver dust.
This is expired alchemical silver. That's no good.
Metallic.
We could have used this on the sandwich earlier.
But yeah, I think you're easily able to pop it out of the wall.
Nice.
Well, you have a sword now. Congratulations.
And being,
I'll stick with my rapier.
Up this close on the windmill painting, you notice a detail maybe you hadn't before, and that is that there are 2 figures running towards the windmill. They're kind of small and lost in like a field of wheat, and there is several dark shapes compressing the wheat and like seemingly trailing behind them. The figures look to be in fear of some kind, but another detail.
I'm definitely not smart enough to relay that. And I just look at the mural and I go, windmills are pretty terrifying.
Yes, it reminds me of the tale of Don Quixote, because clearly there's a Don Quixote in every universe.
And I look at Gris and I go, yes.
Yes, he was a windmill slayer, actually. A goblin. Probably about your size.
Don Quixote.
He rode on the back. yes. Don Quixote. Even better. Yes, he rode on the back of a half-warg, half-donkey. And was a terrifying knight,
Donkey
truly.
centaur.
I would have loved to meet him.
Maybe someday you will. In Goblin Valhalla.
There is...
You think? You think someday?
While you two, I imagine sitting on the edge of this fireplace, dangling legs off the side, taking a small break, you hear a scratching on... That's... I enjoy sidebars. But you hear a scratching on the bottom of this wooden door. Like, scratch over scratch, you know?
The one in the top left that we haven't, or the top or the bottom that we haven't gone to yet?
The bottom that you haven't gone to yet.
Cool.
Okay.
Well,
it continues.
I guess.
You're
Look at that area that we conveniently haven't gone to.
I'm gonna go to the other door. I don't want that one.
The other door doesn't have a scratch behind it.
And that's exactly why I'm going there.
The other door is a...
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was like, you keep an eye on that insanity, okay? Make sure it doesn't get louder.
You push open the other wooden door, and it leads into a small, dusty closet. There's a few black coats hanging from the... like, black long robes hanging from the... what's the rack? The shelves in here, the bars, and one black top hat atop a shelf up top. Although it's up top for a human.
The top hat will no longer be in this room by the end of my investigation. I think that is the long and short of what you need to know. Otherwise, I push around behind the cloaks, assuming I can get one of them off. I just use it to like hook onto the hat and I pull it down.
I think that's more than enough. You spend some time like throwing the coat, pulling and throwing it, and try to pull the top hat off. And by your third throw, you're able to pull the top hat down, and now you have a top hat. It's a fine top hat. Looks well worn, but not used. Hat. You know.
Wonderful. Yes, yes.
So when you come back out, I'm like, "Where did you get that sick hat?"
What can I say? I'm a goblin of many talents.
Platform
I just happened to find
and a top hat is a great look for a goblin. As Grizz is checking
I'll
out that
trade-
top hat, and
I look at this and I'm like, I'll trade you my armor for it, and you hear my god go, no.
you're
Just in my, it's like, it's just that I'll trade you my armor for it. No.
Inserte, you're kind of watching over this door and the scratching, and you hear a slight whimper under the scratching here and there.
Grizz, I hear a slight whimper under the door.
Yeah? Maybe it's dying. We should kill it.
You're all right. Mercy killing is part of the goblin code.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant we need fresh meat for the kitchen.
Oh yeah, that too.
Alright, you open the door and I'll blast it.
Got it. I just swing the door open.
And I shoot, I guess.
Your
The real question is anything even there?
Yeah, your firebolt just like crashes through an open door and against a stone wall on the other side. There is nothing on the other side of the door.
I look at him and go, precautionary.
Sorry, not nothing. There is a room. There is no creature scratching on
Yeah,
the door.
there's no
yeah,
creature
cool.
right
Is
there.
the
Yeah.
room
No,
now
I
on
got
fire,
you.
though?
The room is not on fire. It hit a stone wall. It did hit next to two. So there's two windows down there. They have red drapes over them, but it hit a stone wall.
Okay.
There is a table. There are 3 stuffed wolves in corners of the room. Another fireplace here with that doesn't make sense because it has no chimney. And yeah.
This house is illogical.
So,
That's not me saying that in character, by the way. That's just me saying.
You're fine. M.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think we're supposed to see the nice outlined
You
T
know,
on the floor.
you may not supposed to be seeing that, and I'll
Yeah,
agree, but
fine.
it's there's nothing
It's
there
enough
for
of that
you to access.
Symbol
so
that Inserte happens to know, and I'm interested.
there's that's in fact a woven rug in the corner of the room. It is nothing other than that.
Yes.
You've piqued Inserte's interest.
Man.
Grizz for his part.
Inserte
as they
does have
enter
a
the-
love for fine tapestries and rugs.
I love rugs, especially
don't.
lettered rugs.
No. As Cersei has said, art is subjective, so
Art is subjective.
it's just this rug. I take a very close look at the stuffed wolf right by the door.
The stuff. Maybe a.
You have something to say?
No, I was just gonna. Did you have an after that?
Well,
I stick my head in the fireplace because I'm also just like, where does this go?
also confused about fireplace. It's not great. Glad I got you on that train. Because yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But no, pretty much what Grizz is like looking at it, like trying to see if its breath is hot or whether it's actually alive. He's getting ready to like blast this thing too, just to be safe.
It actually, I mean, upon closer inspection, looks like a well taxidermied wolf. You peek over at the other one. There are the other wooden blocks in that room are 2 large cabinets actually as well. The other wolf as well,
roll
taxidermy.
I'm gonna roll. What do I see in this fireplace?
It's always hard when there isn't a chimney
I
that
got a
exists.
crit fail, so I'm blind. The soot lands in my eyes, and I'm blind.
Oh, good. And then you can stumble onto the trap square. Makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Let's do that. All right, let's go. You mean the tapestry square?
Tapestry square.
No, it's the rug square.
You
rug
You can
square.
stumble onto the rug, but nothing occurs when you stumble onto the tea rug. It's just a
wipe the
beautiful
soot out
tea
of
rug.
my
It's the
eye.
best woven thing in this whole house.
I wipe the soot out of my eyes. use the rug as the thing to wipe the soot out of my eye.
There's nothing under the rug
Wonderful,
either. It's
wonderful.
just a beautiful wooden floor.
I couldn't see it anyways. My eyes were blinded by the soot.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's for later anyway.
okay. I'm gonna check through the cabinets. I wanna see if there's enough space for one of us to hide in there if need be.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Listen, Em, it was a crit fail. I couldn't see anything.
No, that's okay.
My eyes, they are blind to the truth of this world.
Look.
first cabinet-
As a D&D player, I'm here for challenges. If I knowingly am stumbling into them, that's fine.
Fair
What I
enough.
will
I'll
say,
leave it a
what I
mystery
will
of the T-Rug
say,
for now.
what I will say is art is subjective.
That should always be my answer, though, in the future. Someone's like, oh, you forgot to take this off the map. Be like, no, that is a rug. I should have just, like, if I was immediately on it, could have just been a cool T-Rug, but obviously not. It's the same shade and stuff as the 3 and the 2A, but no, it's a rug. The first
Actually,
cabinet...
there's a 3 rug in the middle of this room as well.
All of these are rugs. You just haven't asked about them. The first cabinet in between the two wolves is a shelved cabinet. I think that the top, there are some like thinner shelves on the bottom and then a top space that's a bit wider. You two could fit in. I think both of you could actually probably fit in one of those spaces. But yeah, the first one in between the wolves is kind of stocked with various house sundries. There's candelabras, various candlesticks. No actual candles though.
Rip. I only have 4 left.
Yeah, some goblets, a pipe,
Some goblets.
just like various. This is like a nice hangout den. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there any mounted heads around here? Since clearly this is someone's hunting den.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's like taxidermied wolves in here and stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Mhm.
There's a big taxidermied or mounted stag head over the fireplace. It is a 13-point buck.
It doesn't mean anything to me. You're good.
Awesome. Sweet. Technically, that means it
Don't
just
know
has
where-
13 points on the top of its horns, but I don't actually know if that's a good amount of points, so I'm just gonna stick with it.
Go with it. Yeah, it's fine. Hey, for Barovia, that might be really good.
You haven't seen one with 13 points, especially not on the island of D's. So,
True.
True.
I'm unfamiliar with a lot of things here.
So that it seems impressive.
All right, what's in the other cabinet?
It's locked as you reach for the door. It rattles in its little lock.
Wonderful.
I have
Oh,
in
Inserte!
my possession just the right tool for such a lock.
Oh man. Yeah, give me a lockpick check for Inserte.
That is going to be a 17.
Easy. Smash. You hear the lock break off in there and it clangs and you pull open the doors, and on each door
I look at Grizz and I go, I should get into this professionally.
on each door you have 2 crossbows. Or actually, sorry, you have 3 total crossbows. You have ranging from heavy to hand. Heavy, standard, hand crossbow, and then below the hand crossbow there are rows of differently sized bolts for each of the
Oh, I'm
the
gonna take the hand
crossbows.
crossbow.
I will also take a hand crossbow.
There is a heavy, a light, and a hand. Sorry.
Oh, is there just one of each?
One of each, yeah.
I guess I'll go light if you'll take the hand.
It's one of the few bard proficiency weapons. I only get simple weapons and then hand.
Yeah, I'll do
Specifically the
light then.
hand
I'll do light.
Specific hand crossbow.
Yeah, that is all. So 20 bolts for each weapon. And yes, the table is covered in loose playing cards. There is dust atop them, but it seems like the whole deck's there.
Well, funny enough, Inserte is actually proficient with playing cards.
Oh, and then I think he would know that all the cards are for sure there.
I look at it. I look at it and go, all the cards are there.
Mm-hmm.
But you just don't pick them up.
Nope.
Mm,
I once got banned from a tavern for counting cards, but
You can count?
no. I will not elaborate.
I just sort of read their cards out.
I don't ask. He just stood behind people while they were playing, like, oh, that's a nice little a horsey you got there.
Too good. What next?
How do you know all the cards are there? How do you count cards? I will not elaborate further.
All right. Well, in that case, if there's nothing else immediately coming to our attention, I would say we exit the room, unless the tapestry/mural continues in here.
True.
It does. It does. You're welcome to try to like peek around. I think you know what you're looking for, and you're like literally. I think you're looking around to see what this one holds. This one
Exactly.
This one actually, I will say, is pretty similar to the one in the kitchen.
Okay.
It's a lot more like wolves in the bushes based, which makes a lot more sense for this room now that you see the wolf, this like den of, stuffed wolves, and you think about the kitchen. You're like, this makes more sense for this one and not necessarily for the kitchen. But you realize that hanging tapestry in the kitchen wouldn't have fit in here. It was bigger than the walls in here. So
Sure. Okay, cool. Well, if then there's nothing important, we can exunt.
Exit stage left.
Which leaves just the stairs.
Leaves the stairs. Red marble staircase cutting up and into the rest of the house. As you stand at the bottom of the staircase, you can feel a cool air push down the staircase, almost like, under a door or something. It's just like a draft kind of coming down the stairs. And lightly on that draft, like you hear it at the end of the wind, a soft cry of an infant.
I was wondering if that was still there.
Yes. There's that noise again.
It's on and off though. Like it's not a steady cry. You just hear it, like you heard it when you opened the door out into the main hall the second time. You just heard it standing here, but it like disappears as soon as you catch it.
All right. Now this isn't going to be real either, I say. Looking at Inserte. I cast Minor Illusion, and I make the noise of the baby crying, but from right here, and I wait to see what happens.
So you're mimicking it?
Yes, I'm taunting it.
Interesting. You hear the faint creak of a floorboard above your head. You do that, and then you hear like the sound of a rocking chair rock.
Oh.
I don't know what that means.
Like
yeah, no. That's just Grizz. Grizz is like, I don't know what that means. Anything's coming or not. He was hoping for like footsteps.
We're both just listening. We're like, those were noises.
I want to take a quick bio break real quick before we ascend these stairs because I want to go to the bathroom just real quick.
That's fine.
Gotcha. I do have just a little bit left. I have to be out of here pretty early today. I do apologize.
No, that's
yeah, you're good.
That's not a problem. I'll be right back.
Yeah, don't you have collab at 5 or 6?
I do, but I have to grab food and grab stuff. So
you're good. Besides, we've definitely made mountains out of molehills for like 90% of this adventure.
Is that not exactly what happens every single time, though? Especially when you're playing 2 goblins. But yeah, no, I was gonna say if we did take a break here, I was gonna say at like 4 and like 10, 20 minutes or so. I was like, I gotta go.
Sure. I mean, this might just be the natural point for us to stop off for the day.
Yeah. At least for today. I don't have like super
Yeah.
crazy future obligations for other nights. Today is just one of those ones where it's like,
Yeah, this
I go to
was us
collab, I
trying
have
to.
get food, I have to go pick up stuff from Best Buy. Like I have things I have to do.
Yeah, no, and like today, this whole week we were just trying to find out where we're gonna be able to fit it in.
But we started it, and that's what
and
matters.
Yes, I work next Wednesday and next Saturday. I got some time. It looks like I'm working a lot more Wednesdays now. Unfortunate.
I hate my new hours, but that is okay.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right. So yeah, Hell is saying he's probably gonna have to leave at 4 anyway. So I
So
don't
we
know
were
if we
saying
want to.
if we wanted to call this a natural point, or if we wanted to progress further.
Let me
up
see
the
if there's
stairs.
another point that is possibly just coming up to be a good moment, or if the cries on the wind would be a good moment. Peek around. No, I think the cries on the wind make the most sense because we've finished out this first floor, and we'll next time we find a moment to come back, we can continue peering through
Yeah.
Death House. This will probably take a
We'll
few
have more-
sessions
we'll
that
have-
we could play over time.
We'll
if
have
you're
more
interested.
time to do it next time. This time was just kind of limited in what we had available this week. So.
Oh no, absolutely. If you gotta go, absolutely.
And then as far as next week goes, like I could do Wednesday after like 6 when Hell would be off work. Like that
That's
is a possibility. Otherwise, Saturday I'm just gonna be at work till about 5. So, which would be 6
7
your
your
time
time. 6 your time.
because you're an hour ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, let's chat on Discord about what would be the best day for that. I gotta
Yeah,
think
no,
about.
I was just
Okay, yeah.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
that's right. I was just putting it out there now. I'm like looking at my schedule. Like that's just what I have. We can definitely chat more
Sweet.
and figure out what day would work best
No,
for us all.
I like being open to alternate days so that if we're ever blocked up and we just kind of like want to play or whatever, we don't have to doesn't have to be Saturday. So,
Yeah,
awesome.
and we'll have time for like more like a 3.5 or 4 hour session going forward. Today's just one of those weird days.
No, yeah, absolutely. I love it. A good intro to our continued play.
To the artist
Certainly.
subjective campaign.
2 Goblin art critics go through a death house. This is what happens.
Yes.
We're just here to critique the art and see what is worth saving in our new home.
I mean, he has such a lovely bell now. You know, I'll always know where he is.
It's true. I guess it is ringing every step he takes. It is ringing on his waist through the house.
A little bit.
All right. Cool. Well, we'll talk about when to play again and come back and continue.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Thanks for having us, Sam.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Have a wonderful night. Bye.
And as for everyone. Sometimes OBS is a fucking joke. I won't lie. Thanks, Krin. I appreciate you. And I appreciate everyone for coming to join us and playing The Curse of Strahd today. Yeah, it seems like we're set up to play a few more sessions of Death House, and if the players are interested, we can continue deeper and further into Barovia and uncover some of its dark secrets and just enjoy ourselves in this kind of like horror adjacent vampire D&D campaign setting. Very fun. Keep a lookout here. Make sure that you are subscribed and like the video, and that you keep a lookout for the community posts about when we'll go live next time. I'll make sure that I post somewhere here to YouTube about when we're going to try to play again. But other than that, I hope you folks enjoyed yourselves. I know that I did, and we'll see you next time.